Day 5 of my French cycling trip. Well, it's not really a cycling trip, but you get the point. Today I'm climbing up to Hautacam. It's a ski station, and we've been skiing there this year with kids a little bit. There's actually a different name for the col, for the actual top, but yeah, I don't remember it. I'm gonna put it in the name of the video and in the description. So I still don't have a way to mount the GoPro, so it's going to be a handheld vlogging experience. And yeah, so the start of the route, I need to get to Argelès-Gazost, and then from there it's going to be about 7% gradient for 16 kilometers, I think. So yeah, not too easy, but then I don't remember anything long and steep. There would be a few ups and downs, but yeah, mostly just going steadily up and yeah, enjoying the turns and the views. So for now, the beginning is exactly the same as it was for the Col de Obisque, and yeah, the only difference is that it's super sunny, but it actually already rained a few times today, so I have a gilet with me. I'm not sure it's not gonna rain again because everything changes every hour today. But yeah, so far so good. It doesn't feel super hot though, which is good. So 20 kilometers in, and I'm starting to climb. So far, average speed just a bit over 34k an hour, but it was a net loss of 300 meters. So yeah, starting the route, it says actually 8% gradient. That's not that easy, but yeah, it's going to be a nice one. As usual, there are signs. So for some reason it shows the road to Hautacam, but the actual peak is about I don't know, maybe 500 meters further, and no, maybe around 1k, because there's more elevation up to that. So what is called Tourmalet, that is the actual peak that I'm going towards. Hautacam is the ski station. So yeah, well, I'll get the road. I still have 15k of total climbing. Hautacam hits different. It's already getting nicer in terms of the views, but whew, it's tough. So I was just going 12% gradient uphill. Now it's down to 7, but so the idea is that this one is not as steady. So it's more steeper gradient mixed with shallow or even slight downhill sections. So it's not that you can just go at a steady pace for an hour. You have to actually manage the pace and the gears a little bit. And just to give some overview maybe of that trip, is that you should make sure that the bike is ready. And mine, I think, is not 100% ideal for it after all. So you need to make sure that the brakes work, right? This is kind of obvious that they really work, that you have relatively fresh brake pads, because these long descents, that can be scary, and I can imagine dragging the brakes more than what I did. So you should just make sure that the brakes are fine and fresh. and then the gearing. So I do think that I probably should have had a slightly bigger cassette compared to what I have. So the ballpark is that 8% is the most average what you would see here. So 7-8%. And if you have a hill, something like that that you can test, just get out there and try riding at a zone 2 effort. It doesn't matter really, I think, if it's power or effort level or heart rate, whatever you have. So a very steady, easy pace that you could sustain for well over an hour. Try riding and see what cadence you would have. So if your cadence would have to be below 75, 70 RPM, then probably you should be better off with a bigger cassette or smaller chain rings. With these steep gradients, I mean, I'm not a pro, so I think you don't generally need to pedal at all at high speeds, and I'm barely using the big chain ring only when I go on flatter parts between the towns. But uphill you don't need it, and downhill, I mean, of course I'm putting the chain on the big chain ring, but just to have more tension and not because I'm pedaling really. So yeah, so you should be able to go at a decent, okay cadence at low effort at 7-8% gradient. Of course you have here, like right now it's 10%. 10% you should be able to survive, but if you can pedal through 8%, that would be good. Because I'm going into like 70 RPM now, I think I'm around 65. And I could spin faster at higher power, but I don't really want to do that, especially since it's day 5 of climbing. So yeah, that would be it for the bike. Of course, it needs to be clean, and you need to think about something, how you can clean and lubricate it in case you get into the rain. Because the weather is really good here, but it's also been raining practically every day. It's like it was raining a couple of hours ago. It's just that the sun is so hot it dries everything very quickly, and also the rain can start any moment. So yeah, that would be it. And yeah, so I'm waiting for a little bit of easing up of a gradient. I think it must be day 5, but this feels harder than all the other climbs. There's been a lot of like 13-14% gradient, and my legs don't want to push more than zone 2 at all. But that said, I think this is one of the climbs that is more beginner friendly, because yeah, so it goes like that most of the times. You can see like the town and the views behind the trees, but the road itself, it goes like that with the grass on the sides and the trees. So it doesn't look super epic, and which means it's not as scary, because you're not riding on the edge of the cliff and you're just climbing and climbing and climbing. And you can, yeah, basically just enjoy the views from a little bit of a distance compared to some of the other places where you have to go very close to the edge, which is maybe not different in terms of the safety. You don't want to fall anyway, but it just seems a bit less scary if you fall over into the grass. I'm sweating like crazy. So actually the top is in front. I can almost recognize the slopes where we skied in winter. So yeah, it's still 5k to go until Hautacam, which I think is where the Tour de France stage finishes, because yeah, because that's the one that is well known, and the peak that is above, that's like a bonus. I've also haven't heard about it. Just on Strava, when plotting the route, I saw that actually the peak, the end of the climb, is higher than the Hautacam, and Hautacam is where we parked also in winter. So yeah. And closer to the end, just less than 2k to go to Hautacam, 2.7 to the very top. I keep forgetting the name. And yeah, so the gradient is not biting as much, although I'm going so slow that some flies are biting, which sucks a little bit. But anyway, so I think that's gonna be a wrap of the trip. Cool to see these places, because in winter, so everything around here and above was covered in snow, and down there everything looked pretty much as it is right now, all green and covered in grass. So yeah, so Pyrenees I can highly recommend, but check your gear. I would also put wider tires if you have. Yeah, of course I'm soft, I'm used to super smooth roads, but just for the sake of descending faster and more comfortably, and faster I mean not risky, but faster that you're not going to be braking because of the bike shaking too much. If you have wider tires and if it runs smoother over the rough tarmac, it's just going to be more comfortable to ride in a straight line, and then you brake when you need to in the corners. So yeah, 1k to Hautacam, 6% gradient. I mean, that's easy. So the view is amazing as always. Here it's a little bit more that you feel in the countryside next to the town. The other ones are more scenic and with just the views of the nature, but yeah, everything is a great challenge. I think I would be happy if I just rode a couple of those. So having done 5 in 5 days, that's just everything going very much as planned. And then also very happy just for the fitness to be here, to be able to ride every day with at least 1,000 meters of climbing, some days close to 2,000. But yeah, pacing is everything, nutrition is everything. Stay hydrated, eat enough. When you're on a trip like that, eat a lot, eat anything you want, I think, all the time. Carbs are friends. So yeah, and then yeah, subscribe. There's not gonna be any trips like that, but I actually have a triathlon a bit over a week from now. So actually when I come back from this trip, I will just be preparing and resting mostly. But stay tuned for new videos, subscribe, like, and yeah, I hope this is this helps someone think about their trip. So this is Hautacam. Still 1.4k to go to the very top, but this is the sign. This is the end of the main part of the climb. And actually it's so windy that even the sign is barely holding up. Like it's I have to stand and hold the bike in place. It's super windy outside.